came up in the first area, I haven't got anything officially from this, but unofficially the Department of Transportation don't claim the area that the people are using. So that then becomes, if they don't claim it, then it must be the cities. And if it's the cities, then we can put that as part of Green Waters Park. And as such, then we can put that on the permit. So when we rent the park, we can rent that area too. If they specify that, we may, as the city administrator said, we'll just make it to the box or we'll check what they want to rent. As far as OIP, that was parking area, that was under an agreement between the former city administrator and the former community services director. And next year that agreement would be nullified. Do the same thing with them, put that on the permit and move it to park cars there. Then probably have a rate or something.
One of the questions I'd like to ask about it, who is liable for it this weekend that they're doing it? The curious thing to me is because I understand that Mr. Dragon does use it. I don't have any problem. I think the city should be reimbursed for using the property. But the liability, when you bring to transport these people from point A, if he leases it down there, he has an insurance policy. Has anybody seen the insurance policy for him?
I haven't.
Has anybody seen?
That's not something the city council would typically see.
Oh yeah, that was asked before when during the meeting when you guys got the, and when Vivian used to do it in the committee, you guys did say that this has to have an insurance policy. I'm just curious, has anybody taken agenda to go and look and see if there is an insurance policy actually for it?
I haven't.
You know that they did that while Bob was here, but I can follow up on it.
That's very important.
Your permit states you have to show the insurance policy 2 weeks before the event. It's supposed to be presented, I guess, to the city administrator.
To the council.
Well,
It's presented to the city administrator before a final signature is
Correct.
given to them. So I'll take a look at it.
And even then, your permit at this point does not cover areas outside Rainwater Park property, which is part of the problem.
Correct.
Exactly.
In reference to your concern about the ditch witch, you did a fair amount of research there. We too are trying to track her back to the very beginning where this thing started. How you got here. I've got a lot of the records. Some of the records we haven't been able to find yet. It was, as you said, it was a grant. My impression was a grant was written by somebody else, but it was actually written by the city, signed by the city. I've got a copy of the grant application. So we got that far back. As far as ownership goes, there's some gaps in the information of the city. So we're still trying to research that to try and get all the answers. And once we get all the answers, then we can figure out what we're going to do. As far as the money goes, actually the money was paid to the city was around $3,400 for renting it out in the Portland area. That was supposed to be used to fix up, to make the repairs on the equipment. We're still trying to find out where that went. So we're in the process of answering your questions. We just haven't got there yet.
So the money was paid to the city?
It was said it was paid, but in the budget, you never seen where it came in.
That's where we're trying to find out.
People say stuff, but in the budget,
that's unanticipated.
it would be an unanticipated, but that was never brought up, and that's one of the
Your
problems.
receipts?
Do I have receipts?
Yeah, is there receipts?
I don't have receipts, but if they
Financial.
You want 8-year terms. Okay, so her belief is that confuses people if you put on 8 years and that could roll over to other terms. So her recommendation is to take out that last part. Total years served will be 8 plus the period to fill the vacant term. So that's on that piece.
Language.
And 6 counselors elected from the city at large. No member of the council may serve more than 2 consecutive terms unless appointed to fill a vacancy as provided in section 28 of this charter. Notwithstanding the term limits imposed by this section, the councilors in office on November 6, 2012 shall continue in office each until the end of their term of office. So basically, the current councilors that are on there, which were duly elected by the people, would remain in office with her recommended language. They would remain in office until their terms are up, and then you start kicking in your 8-year terms. That was her proposed language in the term.
Well, and actually, that was covered in Section 8 of the existing charter.
And are they all not under contract? Do they not all have
We have
contracts?
employment agreement, yes.
Okay, so that would be their protection, I would think. Because if they have a contract, the other employees don't have contracts. They have their unions that contract for them, at least the department heads. So I would have to agree with what she's saying here, because department heads do have a protection. They have their contract.
Okay. First, I will recognize people from the audience. Yes, ma'am.
I agree that that might be possible, but only if that contract actually states that they cannot be fired. If the contract doesn't state that, this is an at-will state. People can be fired anytime.
And the thing
And I
is,
doubt the contract says that.
the thing is, it's not saying that
James, you had something?
Yeah, I just wanted to make one comment, 2 questions. I want to remind the council that in relation to the city administrator, some 323 people felt strong enough that they wanted him out of the city charter, and probably, where they felt he should belong in an ordinance. Like I said, in the charter, you lose flexibility. You can't do anything with the man. You sat here, almost all of you, and watched $1.2 million get drained away from the city from an account you didn't know existed by a man who you thought was telling you the truth, and till the end of his days didn't. The other thing, Louis, what laws are we incorporated under?
She didn't give me that.
Well,
She
you
said
find
under
this
home
out.
rule. She told me we're under home rule. So that's what she said, under home rule. As of 1954 is when our charter was
We
enacted.
can find out. Then the other question I didn't hear drawn out was the vote for the mayor. Is that still in there? Is that, where did that go?
That was dropped out. Yeah.
We can put it back in. Thank you.
What, Jerry?
Yeah, I want to know who the 323 people are. I've never seen anything from that end of it. I'm just coming in now.
This is a process over 7 months, Terry, that
Okay,
we've
well,
been working on it. And these are the number of people.
Where's the things showing who was involved and?
You want a list, Terry?
Hey,
Would you like?
you want a list?
I'm sorry, we didn't keep
It
one.
goes
We
to
just
the
made
vote.
tick marks of people that came in and talked to us.
I would
It's
like
like, we've got a process.
wait, I would like to say
Are
something.
you apparently calling me a liar?
No, I just want to know where, so I can be coming up to date
I would-
on where all this stuff came from.
I would like to say something. One of the reasons that people would like to do this, and if you want signatures, the 176 that we need, we can get 176 signatures, but see, it costs the city $5,000 every time you do this. See, the citizens can't, we can go out and get 176 signatures and have this put on the ballot, correct?
That's true.
I'm telling. Okay, so what we're doing, people have come to us. We started, and Jerry's very familiar with this. He had it 7 months ago. And we discussed this with Jerry. Jerry says, well, we can go through, did you not, Jerry?
No, no.
Me and you discussed this
Yes,
situation.
we
See, and this went out to people. So in the period of time that Jerry came to me 3 weeks, 4 months ago, or months ago, he says, well, I really don't have time to do this. Can you get the signatures? And what did I say, Jerry? Yes, I can go out and get the signatures. So, but it would be easier for the city to not pay any money, and if we could slide this through now, we wouldn't have to pay this $5,000. See, and we're time frame right now to do this. See, that was the whole problem. So, if you think people out here, why don't you put it on the ballot and find out? Just like the vote of the mayor, I do not understand why every other town.
I don't have a problem putting things on the ballot.
Okay,
It's just
that's all they're at. That's what the people are asking.
So,
That's all I'm saying. That's what the people are asking. Just like when you had the Nolan recall, see, that was your decision. That's
I'm
all I'm
gonna
saying.
I'm gonna chop you off here.
It's fine.
I'm gonna chop Terry off too. That way we can get moving. Is there any other discussion? The only other point that she's knocked out was we're gonna